You're on MMA.tv. We're here with Chris Zorba, co-promoter of the Cage Contender Fight Stars tournament to be held at the Olympia on December 1st. We've just had the draw tonight. Obviously, we've had a lot of ins and outs with the fight card. Before we get to the actual draw, Chris, what are your thoughts on the participants that we've got at the minute?
Yeah, it's a really strong field still. Obviously, we've lost, I think Martin Stapleton's the only guy from the original lineup when we started off in July. We had all the guys who went into tough into the house. We lost some of them. We redid it again. We had a really strong 8. We were supposed to do the draw 10 days ago and 4 pulled out the night before. So we've eventually got there. We've got 2, we even had a pull out yesterday. Andre Winner, who was the favourite, with a rib injury. So again, we've got a strong 8. There's a few surprise packages in there, but that's what tournament's all about.
Yeah, tournament fighting is it's a whole different game, and as you say, any of these guys can turn up on the night and do the business. If you're looking at it now, you've got the 3 Carbon guys, the 2 European guys, and you've even got good guys fighting the reserve bout. So you're happy with what we've got for December 1st.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's gonna now. Everyone can start preparing for it. They know who they've got in the draw. They can plot out who they've got in the semi-finals if they're lucky, if they get through. As if we don't get any more pull-outs, but hopefully. So we've got some really exciting matchups. The 2 Europeans, I think people will be glad to avoid them because I think they bring a lot to the table as well. But there's obviously you couldn't have written the Hekwe Flynn one when it came out last, and so I know Uche will be looking forward to setting the record straight then. And Flynn obviously wants to prove a point as well, so that's going to be a cracking fight. Yeah,
the Flynn versus Hekwe fight couldn't really have been picked any better. These guys have got a bit of business to resolve. But the first one out was Stapleton versus Rogers. Rogers being the latest one in the tournament. He's just had a win this past weekend over David Round. I mean, people are saying Stapes is probably the favourite now. Is that a favourable matchup for him in the first one round, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think he couldn't have asked maybe for a better one. But I know Jamie Rogers, he bit my hand off to go into this tournament as soon as it was offered to him. I mean, I've been up and down the country. I've offered it to everybody. A lot of people have shied away from it because of the risk involved. There's obviously a lot of gain to be had if you win the 3 fights straight in the top 10 probably. But a lot of people have sidestepped it because there's a lot to lose as well. But I mean, there's him and Alexi Roberts, who's one of the reserves. He's raring to go. He's probably praying for someone to pull out to get into it. So I mean, Jamie Rogers, he's only really lost against at welterweight. He beat David Round convincingly on Saturday, and there will be no pushovers in this, especially if you've got nothing to lose as well. You can come and the pressure's going to be on Stapleton in that fight.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got Stringer versus Maguire, another very, very good fight. Stringer obviously is more well versed in a tournament format. He's fought tournaments before. Maguire, he's not probably been as active as he would have liked. Again, Stringer, does that play into his favour? I mean, it's a tough matchup. Maguire's got some good wins on his record. Yeah,
it does. I mean, I know Stringer's teammate Ali McLean, who's over from who trains in Carbon, he's beaten Maguire in a tournament. I think it was it Cage Wars over in Ireland. So you'll have some tips for him, but I know Chris Stringer's definitely going to be one to watch as well.
Potentially in the second bracket in the semi-final, you could have Stringer versus Hekwe, which is Carbon versus Carbon. How do you see that one going out? Probably, if people were to pick, if both these guys go through, potentially fight of the night, given how much these guys know about each other.
Yeah, they do. I know I've been told they've stopped sparring each other a couple of weeks ago, the guys there, but I know there's been some mind games and banter going on between them, and they'll be looking forward to that. But I think they'll be taking no prisoners in that fight. I'll tell you that. And especially when they see that paycheck at the end of the night.
Yeah, and it's a big paycheck for any of these guys who are fighting on a domestic circuit. They might meet Stapleton in the final again. It'd be Carbon versus Carbon. But any early picks for what you think might be fight of the night, given the first round draws that we've got down there?
I think Stapleton and Rogers. I think Rogers is going to really come and give it, and all 4 people are going to be looking for the quick finish. They'd be mad not to. So hopefully all 4 of the fights should be good dust-ups.
Yep, so that's it. We've got the draw for the Cage Contender Fight Stars tournament. It's looking a good card on paper. How these tournaments play out. Anything could happen. Be at the Olympia on December 1st.